able to find the strength to be both the daughter and the mother that I wanted to be. Somehow, I found a way to fill this space that was created by my mother's illness and my own inability to be with her as much as I wanted to be. Like many Unitarian Universalists, I filled an emotional need with an academic pursuit. I started taking classes at Star King. As a requirement for a class, I was asked to go to a house of worship that was not my primary spirituality. I think I cheated. Well, I really cheated. Instead of only thinking about this paper I had to write, I thought about what would help me the most. And I decided to attend Braj Mandir in Holbrook to research the celebration of Diwali. I only needed to go once, but I went 4 times. Either because I am an overachiever, or because I knew I needed something that this house of worship had to offer me. On my first trip, amid all of the foreignness of the service, I was approached by a kind man with a friendly demeanor named Ram. Ram introduced himself to Kier and the kids and I and started telling us about the Hindu tradition. Most of what he said was familiar to me, sort of a standard Hinduism 101. But one thing he said stayed with me. He asked me if I was familiar with the Hare Krishna or the ISKCON tradition. When I said I knew a little bit about it, he told me this temple is very different. He said in the ISKCON tradition, devotees pray to Krishna, and Krishna symbolizes power. He said you pray to power for things, like status and wealth. But in our tradition, we believe that Radha and Krishna are one, and we believe that Radha is love. When you pray to Radha and you offer her your love, the only thing you get back is love. I was almost moved to tears at that moment, and I kept going to the temple. Now, Radha is an unlikely goddess to turn to on this Mother's Day because Radha was not a mother herself. She was a simple milkmaid who fell in love with an incarnation of God who then had to leave her to go and save the world. But her unconditional love for Krishna is a model in the Hindu tradition. The love of Radha is the kind of love we should have for God, and it is the kind of love we should have for each other. God lives in all of us. Once when I was having a hard day, a friend sent me this encouraging note about Radha's presence in our lives. Radharani is right there in your heart. Meditate, Beth. There isn't any question she won't answer. She's infinite mercy, infinite love. Her presence reveals itself in the silence of meditation. She's closer to you than your own breath. Many Hindus believe in bhakti or loving devotion to God. God is in each of us, so loving each other is a form of worship. This giving and receiving of love is the essence of mothering. Though Radha is childless, her love is mothering. And this idea of universal love brought me back to me thinking about my mom and thinking about the Unitarian Universalist understanding of God. In our tradition, Ralph Waldo Emerson lays out an understanding of God in his well-known essay, The Oversoul. He writes that ultimate reality is that nature which rests as the earth lies in the soft arms of the universe. That unity, the Oversoul, within which every man's particular being is contained and made with each other. That common heart, of which all sincere conversation is the worship, to which all right action is submission. Within man is the soul of the whole universe, the wise silence, the universal beauty, to which every part and particle is equally related, the eternal one. And this deep power in which we exist, and whose beauty is all accessible to us, is not only self-sufficing, and perfect in every hour. But the act of seeing, and the thing seen, the seer and the spectacle, the subject and the object, they are all one. We see the world piece by piece as the sun, the moon, the animal, the tree. But the whole, of which we are all a part of those shining things, is the soul. So my question became, if God is everywhere, and the goddess is everywhere, and we are all part of God, is my mother and the essence of mothering everywhere? So let me just say, replacing the amount of unconditional love I get from my mother is a pretty tall order. Like the goddess Radha, my mother didn't just share her unconditional love with my brother and me. She mothered 2 generations of lost teenagers who could always come to our house for a meal or a place to stay. By the time she was raising my niece and my nephew, it felt like the entire town of Westport was calling her Nana. She made us all homemade mac and cheese and candy apples. She spent her entire working life caring for elders in their homes. Her love and care for others seemed bottomless. She showed me that mothering wasn't just about taking care of your own children. It was about nurturing everyone around you who needs mothering. Elders, hurt birds, and neighborhood kids with scraped knees, and probably all the pets that I brought home. So my question now became, is the universe, the oversoul, the goddess, are they mothering me in ways that I just need to notice and appreciate? The answer is most definitely yes. Mother Earth has given me the smell of lilacs in the sunshine. She gives me the mist in the morning and the mountains that always calm my soul. The universe and the Massachusetts Southeastern Society for the Protection of Animals have given me 4 pets that love me unconditionally. Our 5th pet, a cat, loves me about half the time. Great fortune has given me a job that I love, where I can practice one thing my mother taught me well, to nurture teenagers even when they are at their freshest moments. Unconditional love has poured into my life from family and friends. Liz talks me through every crisis. I have a work mom who is 12 years younger than me and has no children of her own, but she cares for me every day. And Ben, Jenny, and Evie have brought an unfathomable amount of love into my life. In fact, when I am in a bad mood, Evie will often sing the Yugal Maha Mantra to me, the chant that we started the service with, to cheer me up. So my little 9-year-old is channeling the goddess Radha. So what does this mean about me and my relationship with my mom? As many of you in this congregation know, this past year has been incredibly hard. My dad has been in the hospital. He has had multiple surgeries and some progress and many setbacks. I am so thankful to you all in this congregation for supporting me through that. One day, after a significant setback, I visited my mother in the nursing home. And somehow, at that moment, she rose herself above the fog she lives in, and she became my mom. She listened to me cry and talk about how worried and scared I was, and she said the perfect words to comfort me. At that moment, I truly believe that the goddess Radha helped my mom become my mom, because they both knew that that is what I needed. It is my great hope that on this Mother's Day, if you have a mother present in your life, you are able to shower her with love and affection. I am so lucky that my mother is here with me today. And if you have children, I hope they shower you with homemade cards and breakfast and hugs and kisses. But if you find yourself in that place of needing a mother, I hope you are able to find mothering all around you. Blessed be, and namaste. Please join us in singing hymn number 1017, which is in the Teal hymnal. Like the children, I would like to challenge you to go out into the world and spread love for others, and remember that God's light is in each of us. In the words in the order of service as I extinguish the chalice.